Everybody, back with a mail day. Just got one thing in here, and a couple weeks ago, I made the video saying I was going on a buying freeze and selling a lot of stuff, which I have done. But I have here the second card in over a month that I've bought. Actually, and then that red, white, and blue Harold Landry auto was a little over a month ago, because I had my breaks that I had. That was the videos you've seen. And then I just bought the non-auto blue shimmer out of 9, I think, Harold Landry, dirt cheap. Then I bought this. And so the funny thing about this story is I told you I was going to sell, with what was going on with my dad that most of you guys know about. I pretty much wanted to sell, get something in the PayPal just in case, I needed to, with the family and all that, and the good thoughts and all that has been awesome. So I talked to my dad. Actually, it's funny because I talked to him about it. The last time we talked before I made that video, we were talking about cards, and he was really interested. It's not like he's, going to be a fan of cards or he's going to collect or nothing, and he never has. And I was telling him, I was like, I'm going to sell, and get rid of some stuff. And he's just like, well, why is that, and pretty much I told him, I was just like, when whatever happens, the inevitable, whenever that happens, I just want, if mom needs blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, basically, without being mean about it, he was like, oh, that's kind of stupid. He's like, he appreciated the thought. And yeah, it's just, if you know how my dad is, it was kind of funny. So I told him how much I have sold in the last month and a half, 2 months. And he's just like, wow, and he's just like, well, go buy you something you really want. I was just like, well, there's never one thing. I never really explained the YouTube thing to him, because he don't understand technology like that and all that. And, he's like, just go out and buy something. He's like, you can pretty much buy any card you want. And I was like, yeah, I pretty much could. And then, so, and obviously, still every day I look at Warren Moon's or okay, I look at all that stuff every day. The deals I can get off Twitter or Facebook groups, and almost anything that I've bought. I have bought in other things, but it's basically to resell. Things to have in my eBay store, whether it be $2 card or, try to turn a $5 card into a $9 card. And so I sat there and I looked, and then eBay had their 10% eBay bucks back. And I know I'm rambling, but oh well. So I was looking, and I came across, and I look up a lot of different things. I have a lot of different saved searches, and I seen this one for a price that I was okay with. It was a crazy amount of money, and I have probably spent more on this card than I have. It's about 3 times, almost 4 times as much as I've ever spent on a card. This is the card I've spent the most money on. It is the Bowman. It's not the Bowman Chrome, and I showed this in quite a few videos ago, but I think I paid like $230 for this card. And again, that was on eBay bucks, so I got $23 back or something like that in eBay bucks. But it's a Brady rookie, Obviously, the Chromes are way more money. He has other rookies, but this is one of the, I guess, sought after ones. I got an 8, and I was just like, that's nice. But an aspect of my way of collecting is I love to either keep cards, hold them, and sell them at the right time. Obviously the Hall of Fame rookie thing that I started, I like to, I know those will only go up. I mean, it's not going to make me rich, but I like the fact that if anything ever would happen, I have the option to just sell them. It's almost like a somewhat of a small little savings account without putting money in a bank. So either way, and this was harder than it really does seem for me to do, because I've got this, significant amount of money in PayPal, and it was tough for me to pull the trigger on something worth this much money. So, but it's here, and I wanted to open it on camera. I would open it off camera, but just because I had a sign for this, I wanted to open it on camera in case anything happens or something, like, you know, those things like smashed into pieces or whatever. So without further ado, after 5.5 minutes, we will cut this puppy open and we will see what I got. I don't know. I've only told one person about this card. That'd be my buddy Ben. I've kind of hinted to a couple others that I've gotten this really nice card coming, but I didn't tell them exactly. They might have guessed it. So if you can only imagine, so maybe you're guessing to yourself right now. Maybe it's a Warren Moon. Maybe it's Earl Campbell. God, this is good. I hate these boxes. But maybe it's you know, who knows? I think one guy guessed a Brady auto, which would be a goal someday, but it's like I told them in this group, I said, this blade just fell out, that's why. I told them, you know, there's always going to be Brady autos. Always. For the next, until, you know, until he retires. He's got to sign stuff, you know, 10 years from now. So here we go. Got some peanuts, so it's well packaged, and I knew in the listing he said that it was going to have to be signed for, which I probably would have too, with the insurance and stuff that's on it. But I'm pretty excited, and then like I said, it's not an investment card because you never know when you're going to sell it if you ever had to, but this will definitely be a card that, in my eyes, will never go down in value unless just something crazy happens and nobody ever collects cards again, which I never really see. There's always going to be somebody. So, we'll slowly kind of, I don't want to, there we go. And by the way, it's ironic that the two most expensive cards I've ever bought have been of the same player. So I won't even slow roll it, really. But I just wanted to make sure it was all on camera. So obviously we have another Tom Brady in this little tea bag here. I'll get this in a perfect fit sleeve. With these black borders, you don't see anything. I mean, this is on the case, all these little fuzzies, which is fine. A little fuzzy. But this would be a perfect Gem Mint PSA 10 Tom Brady. Which, you know, there's probably not going to be too awfully much difference between these two here. Case ain't really scratched up, so that's good. But yeah, so I paid about almost, it was between 3 and 4, less than 4, but more than 3 times more than I paid for that one. Which I know people always say, collect the card, you know, not the grade, and I get all that, but yeah. So that is pretty damn sweet. So I guess, I don't want to say I rewarded myself. Like I said, this was after talking to my dad, and once I got the 10% eBay bucks on top of that, I could almost go buy a PSA like 7 of this card, but... And I've seen more sell for less, and I've seen some sell for way more than what I got it for, so it's not like I just completely overpaid for it, but it was pretty awesome. But the thing about a 10 is, and maybe it's just the way I look at things, is I paid under 1,000 for this card. I actually paid under 900 for that card. And freaking bag on this thing. Look at the streaks on this perfect fit. But I paid under 900, and I got 10% eBay bucks back. But I was looking, you know, and maybe, like I said, maybe it's just me, the way I look at it, But a Montana PSA 10 rookie, you know, his tops, I think it's 81. They'll sell for like really big money, and I get it has 20 years on this card roughly, but I mean, they sell for like close to 10 grand from what I've seen. And for me to get a Brady under a grand now, it just kind of made sense to me to maybe snag one up and just see what happens to it in 15 years. But it'd be definitely one of the last cards I'd ever sell. I have tons of other stuff. I'd rather have that card than most of the autograph card, because there's always going to be veteran autographs. There's always going to be Hall of Fame autographs. It's going to be tough to start finding rookies, you know, when it's later on in life. But actually, my goal when I bought this card, I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay this much, and then I'm going to sell this one on eBay. And then once I was like waiting on this card to get in here, I kind of was just like, you know what, maybe I'll just keep this one too. So it's got 6 rings. I mean, you can't. It's just awesome. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. But I told Maz that I knew Maz would like this one. Maybe. But yeah, that's all I got. So 11 and a half, 12 minutes video for one card. But there's the backstory to it, you know. Like I said, I told my dad exactly what I bought too, and he's just like, oh, really? He's like, ooh, man, that's a lot of money for a card. You know, he's like, no autograph? And he don't understand all that. But I was like, no. I was like, but I kind of told him my take on it. I was like, man, Montana rookies are worth this much money, and even if that card goes up $200 in, you know, in the next 10 years, which I think it will. But that was it. So that was definitely for not buying for a month, pretty much. It's pretty crazy to get a big card like that, and that's where I've went. You know, I know eventually I'm going to start buying, and I'm going to enter some breaks here and there, and I get that, but I really like the just thought of not having all that just sitting here. So it's more like quality over quantity, and I've started to learn that. And again, Tennessee's their draft class this year wasn't the greatest, so I mean, it wasn't. If I do, it's even like the Prism stuff, you know. These are all the you know, the autos, non-autos of all the Prisms of Harold Landry. Which Harold Landry, once that blue shimmer comes in, I pretty much have every card but the out of 5, and I think I do have every card, and the out of 10 non-auto stuff. But it's even like that stuff. Like I've completed a National Treasures Kevin Dodd Rainbow. That's pretty much worthless now, and it's just you start to think about what you're actually spending your money on. And that's another thing, is I've sold so much, and I've accumulated, you know, a nice PayPal. Obviously I can get that, and then that really puts in perspective how much money you've spent on cards. Like, at least me personally. And I know everybody's got a budget, everybody's got to buy different things, but for me, that's it was kind of an eye-opener. Like, holy crap, like, I have a lot of stuff, and I've spent a lot of money, and I'm not even gonna get close to what I spent, which I get all that. I love like the hunt and the gamble, and I love all that, but I'm not gonna, you know, like the Earl Campbells. Once I got big into Earl Campbells, and then the Warren Moons and the rookies, you guys didn't see me getting into as many breaks or boxes, and you still probably won't. But that's just how I am. I feel like I'd much rather have stuff that I want, and that's the thing. I love breaking so much and all that good stuff. Like, I have to do it. I just love the gamble of it. But definitely fun. But picking up this kind of stuff is just really, I don't know, satisfying feeling, if I can explain that right. I know I'm just rambling on, but you never know when I'm going to make the next video, just because I haven't been buying a lot, and because I won't make a video for the Harold Landry to 9, I can tell you that. But this one I had to. I just felt safer if I had everything caught on camera, and just in case. But so I'll leave this guy positive feedback. We haggled a little bit on this card too, but I think he gave me a great deal. And I mean, he was kind of stuck on a price. I didn't want to go higher than, we were probably about $40 apart, and after the eBay bucks thing, I just didn't want to let it slip away, as I had that much money in the PayPal, so I didn't want to. And again, you'll probably regret it more not getting it than if you just go ahead and buy it, and then first comes the worst, you sell it if you don't want it. But it's all I got. 15 minutes. I know nobody watched this. I did buy this thing for like 15 bucks. I've seen these things on Twitter, and it's a dual, and this is all covering all this brown tape, and it says peel it, and it has like a glass insert. I bought it for like 15 bucks, and I've seen people doing it, and it looked cool, but I'm gonna put these for what I don't know. I was bored on eBay, but I'm gonna put these 2 autographs inside of here. See what it looks like. Maybe I don't like it, but cause I do like them in mags sitting above here, but maybe that's what I do. But I cannot get this damn tape off. It's like, yeah, peel off of the brown. There's nowhere to grab, and I don't have the best fingernails anyway from like work. Obviously it's like paint and stuff that's still stuck under there, but I have absolutely no nails, so it's a pain in my ass to try to get that off. But I want to see what it looks like in there, because right now that's how those 3 cards up here look like without the glare. Yeah, beauties. But yeah, that's all I got. Sorry for rambling. I know you guys didn't watch this whole thing. If you did, that'd be pretty, I hope not. But yeah. Until next time. See you guys all later. Enjoy the week.